I hope that's not the last bit of applause that I get, but...
On February 14, 2025, Vice President J.D. Vance, who gave a speech at the Munich Security Conference that was strongly opposed by European leaders, meeting with the Ukrainian delegation led by Zelensky, along with U.S. Secretary of State and Special Envoy for Russia and Ukraine.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're, of course, happy to welcome the Ukrainian delegation led by President Zelensky. We had a number of fruitful conversations, a number of things for us to follow up and work on. And fundamentally, the goal is, as President Trump outlined it, we want the war to come to a close. We want the killing to stop, but we want to achieve a durable, lasting peace, not the kind of peace that's going to have Eastern Europe in conflict just a couple years down the road. So we had a number of good conversations about how we might accomplish that together. And certainly we'll have many more in the days, weeks, and months to come. President Zelensky.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Very briefly, I think Vice President said everything absolutely correct. We are very thankful for American support. President Trump, we have good conversation today. Our first meeting, not last, I'm sure. And really what we need to speak more, to work more, and to prepare the plan how to stop Putin and finish the war. We want peace very much, but we need real security guarantees, and we will continue our meetings and our work, and we will be very happy to see General Kalak also in Ukraine and this closest time. Thank you, Vice President, for meeting. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you all.
What is your
Take care, guys.
How does this move forward if Ukraine is not ready to come to the table with Putin? If Ukraine is not ready to speak with Putin at the table, how do you move forward? Will you still negotiate?
Well, look, I think the way that this conversation moves us forward is, first of all, you have great members of the Ukrainian delegation. You have our incredible Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, here. We have General Kellogg. It's important for us to get together and start to have the conversations that are going to be necessary to bring this thing to a close. That's all I'm going to say for now, because I want to preserve the optionality here from the negotiators and our respective teams to bring this thing to a responsible close. Thank you all and have a good night.
The following day, on February 15th, Zelensky gave a speech at the Munich Security Conference. This is the reaction of the current European leaders.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
On this day, Zelensky said that he had rejected the Trump-led arrangement to allow the United States access to Ukrainian minerals.
Я не дав міністрам підписувати відповідну угоду, тому що вона не готова, на мою думку, вона не захищає, вона ще не готова, щоб захистити нас, наші інтереси.
The United States had proposed that in return for its support, it would take possession of 50% of Ukraine's critical minerals.
It's not in our interests today, not in interests of sovereign Ukraine.
Zelensky's comments came 3 days after President Trump called Russian President Vladimir Putin.
If Putin is ready just for ceasefire, and if Trump is ready to push him to real peace, I think we can find some first steps of solution, first with the United States, of something first time in our history, real security guarantees.
Zelensky is trying to secure post-war security from President Trump.
This war cannot be decided by just a few leaders, not by Trump and Putin, not by me and Putin, not by anyone here in Munich sitting down with Putin alone. We must apply pressure together to make real peace.
Maybe there is something at the table, but not on our table. As I remember, Russia is not our strategic partner.
In his speech, Zelensky called for the need for a stronger Europe, as the US may no longer be counted on to support its security. On February 16th, as the closing remarks of the 61st Munich Security Conference, the chairman, Christoph Heusgen, made the following statement.
Ewald von Kleist, this conference started as a transatlantic conference. After the speech of Vice President Vance on Friday, we have to fear that our common value base is not that common anymore. I'm very grateful to all those European politicians that spoke out and reaffirmed the values and principles that they are defending. No one did this better than President Zelensky. Let me conclude, and this becomes difficult.
The European leaders were to gather for an emergency summit meeting in Paris, on the following day, February 17, to discuss the war in Ukraine. This was the day before the US-Russia bilateral talks in Saudi Arabia.